Ladies and gentlemen, seekers of truth and knowledge, welcome to a one-of-a-kind experience that will take you on a captivating journey beyond our world. Today, we have a special treat for you as we sit down with the renowned Andromedan Contactee Alex Collier. Prepare yourself for a rapid-fire question and answer session that delves into the depths of cosmic wisdom and unveils the mysteries of the universe. As always, please remember to like this video and share it with your friends and family. That way, it gets seen by more truth seekers. So, without further ado, here are today's rapid-fire questions and answers.
How bad are things going to get? How can we make sure we're prepared? I know there's a happy ending to it all, but I'm also realistic to the possibility that for a period of time, things could be difficult.
Yeah, they are. It's more than likely it's going to be very weird. And that's why I said always have your pantry full. Have your mind. If you live on a coastline, do you have people or relatives inland where you could go and stay for a period of time? Do you have any silver or gold or platinum or any kind of monetary things of value that aren't paper and ink? Because they are going to change the currency system. There will be a one-to-one exchange as long as you're not a deep stater or a pedophile or any of those things. But it's still going to be a very interesting time. Now, I don't know exactly how it's going to play out. I simply don't know. But will there be challenges? More than likely there will. But the best thing for you to do would be to figure out and play out in your mind different scenarios and then ask yourself, where would I want to be? Where would I want to be? If I had to go quickly somewhere, where would that be? How would I get there? And am I ready to go now? And if you're not, then you might want to do some preparation that if you needed to go, what would you consciously take with you? What's important to you? How would you get there? What's the route that you would use to get there? All of these things. Plan it out, strategize. Act like a prepper. What would you do in this scenario? And then give yourself some scenarios. Make it a game. Make it fun. Figure out how you would solve the problems that this could bring up, such as maybe no power, maybe a shortage of water because there's no power. Maybe trucks wouldn't be able to deliver food to your area. How much food do I have in my pantry? Do I have several weeks? Do I have a month? If you have kids, how would you take care of them? If you had pets, do I have enough backup food for them? Do I have colloidal silver, specific medicines, vitamin D, vitamin A, whatever it is the kids need? If they're on a prescription, do I have any backup prescription? Are you rotating the prescriptions? There's a million things you can do, but that's what all of this is about. I know that every effort is being made to make this transition as smooth as possible. But one size does not fit all. It never did, and it never will. So ultimately, you have to be responsible for you and your family, so that you will unconditionally be responsible for yourself without having to be coerced by some higher authority. If you're prepared, you're in control. Pretty much. You're pretty much in control. And that's what you want. But you've got to be prepared. If not, you've got to depend on somebody else who may or may not be responsible or would even want to be responsible for you.
Hi, Alex. I heard another speaker say that fifth to sixth dimensional Andromedans can often appear in our reality and have the appearance of angelic beings we are accustomed to on our planet. I know you said the A's were not aware of these beings until you had your experience. Just wanted to know your perspective.
Okay. It's an interesting question if I heard it right. That fifth and sixth density Andromedans can appear as angels in our reality. That doesn't make them angels. That's number one. Number two, the angelics are 11th and 12th. They don't reside in this universe. They come in after being asked by Great Spirit, all that is, to come in and assist. They don't reside here full time. When they're done with their work, they return to another universe where they exist. They come in and they come out. Do you understand? That's why the A's did not know they existed. That's why their mentors on sixth were also surprised and shocked. Now, to us, they could appear angelic. That doesn't mean they are. Doesn't mean they are at all. That's how we perceive them. But the actual angels themselves do not reside in this universe. They come in, they enter in to do something specific, missions, specific tasks. Even those we call guardian angels, they're not actual angels that in the classical term. They are those that have chosen to guide, to protect, and to assist us on our journey. And they quite often are from other dimensions as well. Now, would they be aspects of ourselves? That would make sense, wouldn't it? Because you are always obligated to help yourself, unless you're an idiot. So, again, we're going to be forced into a position where we have to completely change how we look at ourselves and the perspective of our reality once certain things are revealed. So we're going to all have to stretch. We're going to all have stretch marks by the time we're done with this. More crow's feet around the eyes, more wrinkles, less hair, until we get to fourth or fifth, and then we'll have a full head of hair probably. It's going to be interesting, to say the least.
This may be a strange question, but what can I do to help? I feel I should be physically doing something, not just sitting around waiting for something to happen. Thank you.
Well, Sherry, what is it that you want to do? What is it that you're passionate about? If you have loved ones and or friends, how would you be helping them? Have you helped yourself first, though? Are you really solid about what it is that you know? Are you really solid about what it is you know and what you want? Are you totally at peace with who you are? Do you, in fact, love yourself to a degree that you would step out of your comfort zone and talk or do something about these issues that your neighborhood, your community, your state, your country are facing? And would you take the criticism that surely will follow by those who are sleepwalking? If you can answer all of those questions in the affirmative, I would say do anything that you're passionate about. And not knowing you, there's no way I could possibly tell you what that is. But even a mustard seed grows to become a tree. So just start somewhere, wherever it is you're led to go. And thank you in advance for your service to humanity.
Hi, Alex. I know you mentioned before about the A's advising on how to find meaningful ritual and not in a religious sense. Do the A's meditate to keep or raise their own vibration? What kind of rituals do their civilization conduct to maintain their connection to the isness?
Well, that's a good question. I do know that they spend solitary time in nature. They always have nature parks, things of that nature on their motherships. I'm sure their home worlds mirror the motherships, or the motherships mirror the home world. They are always in a state of conscious awareness. And what I mean by that is they are consciously aware in the moment of what they're doing, where they are, what they're seeing, how they're interacting with others, even when they're not actually interacting, just their presence, what their presence does to the energy as they're walking through a space. And one of the things that I found most interesting is that when they're very little, they are trained and taught to be consciously aware of where they are, and at the same time be the observer of themselves. So they are constantly aware of who they are and where they are. And that's not just physically, that's emotionally, spiritually, physically, intellectually. They're constantly aware of where they are, which keeps them always in the moment, which keeps them in touch with Source. Because when you're in the moment, when you are fully connected to yourself, you're automatically connected to Source, because we are Source. I'm hoping that at some point our humanity will be taught these skills. This is what I meant by when I said very, very way back that they're a very healed race. They're constantly in touch with not only themselves, but their race, their humanity as a whole. And being telepathic is a real bonus, is a real plus, because whenever there's a disturbance, everyone knows, everyone picks up on it. And of course, they immediately go to try to help. Okay.
Thank you for all you do. Can you please explain what density, if any, there are no dark forces, or do they exist in all dimensions? Do the negative reptilians have souls?
My understanding is that primarily third, fourth density, lower fourth density is where you get a significant amount of what we would call real darkness, cruelty, um, zero lack of compassion. Now, that's not to say it isn't balanced to some degree with compassion and joy and love. My understanding is that as you go to fifth, it's very, very insignificant, the negative energy. It is there for basically for the sole purpose of contrast. But in fifth density, the acting out of negative field, for lack of a better expression, is usually done on oneself. It's not in any way allowed to take negative field and attack others. It's usually being acted out amongst oneself. But that, of course, is not the case in third and in lower fourth density. Now, there may be some issues with higher fourth density, but I've heard almost none about that. It could be that the polarities, as you get higher into fourth, the polarities separate. They still intermingle, but they separate. In other words, their negative field is acting out on negative field, and positive field is benefiting positive field. So I guess we'll all find out real soon, because it's coming. It's coming very soon. There's a lot of things going on, a lot of change. That's why it's getting so weird, you know. That's why people are getting so weird. They simply don't know what to do with the energy or even themselves.
Dear Alex, we are all being bombarded by fear and negativity 24/7, even by alternative media. What are the indicators that we are, in fact, on a positive trajectory? What should we be looking out for to motivate us and confirm we are on the right track?
Well, Elaine, that's an excellent question. Thank you for asking it. Those metrics are going to be different for everybody. I think the one thing that I would suggest is that whenever you're looking outside of yourself for answers, you're always going to put the solutions outside of yourself. Now, what would it be like if you were to not listen to any media, say for 2 or 3 weeks? And I mean nothing. Just spend time outdoors, spend time with your loved ones, your pets if you have them. Listen to great music, cook wonderful meals, do everything you can to feel and create joy in your life, to laugh, to love, to pray, to eat, for just say a couple of weeks. Then check in with yourself and see where you are. Where you are. Now, you were here 2 weeks ago. Let's see where you are now. That should be the metric. That should be the measure of whether or not this is real for you. By how you feel, by what your intuition tells you. You see, we can have pads and pads of paper and write down all this information, all this data, all the facts as they're being presented. But are they facts? Depends on who you are. Depends on where the information comes from, and it depends on how they look at the information. That's number one. But anyway, you could have all the stuff, all these informations, all these newspapers, you could have all this data. But is that where we really make our decisions every single day? No, it's not. We don't make all of our decisions based on facts. What we do for real is we make our decisions in between the facts, by how we feel, by what our intuition tells us, by what we ourselves think, how we interpret the information. We make decisions based on faith, hope. That's where we make our decisions every day about a life. Because if you look at all the data, what you realize is that life is just this huge roller coaster. That's what it is. It's just a roller coaster, up and down, around, spin you around, throw you up in the air, bring you back down, and take you for another ride. That's what life is. But at the end of the day, the decisions you make comes down to, what does your heart tell you to do? So the question you have to ask yourself is, do I have the fortitude to get back on the roller coaster? And it's one thing to have one toe in the roller coaster, on the roller coaster. And it's another thing to detach from it and create the life you want. Is all of that nonsense and noise actually serving you? Is it serving your personal growth? Is it serving your spiritual growth? Is it creating joy and harmony in your life? Remember that consciousness first through fourth and to fifth, and then physicality follows. Consciousness creates reality, physical reality. It's not the other way around. So, that's my answer. Do with that what you will.
Are we able to plan our next life before leaving this one?
Oh boy. That would be cool, wouldn't it? I've asked that question many times when I was younger. I never did get an answer to that. Now, there are metaphysicians and spiritual teachers who say yes, that you choose your parents and et cetera, et cetera. And I would think that there's an element of truth to that. But to what extent, I do not know. I do know that we would want to come into the same soul group. And apparently for many beings, either returning, coming in, or reincarnating, I'm not sure anyone's reincarnating anymore, but before anyone would come in, their first priority was to come into the same soul group, to be with souls that they've known forever, literally. It's just like if somebody's going to screw me over, I want it to be somebody I know, as opposed to somebody I don't know, if that's logic. So anyway, that's all I know.
Listening to others speak about transitioning to 5D, they suggest we can will ourselves to vibrate faster with positive thoughts. If 5D is a dramatic change on a cellular level, I can't see how this could equate to an Earth event. Can the Earth's vibration level be increased gradually, or is the only feasible solution to do it all at once? Thank you.
Well, the Earth's vibration is increasing. This we know for a fact. Science is documenting the Schumann resonance. The average Schumann resonance is no longer 7.85. It's now somewhere between 20 and 40. So that's already happening. Now, those of us on the surface, we're having to adjust to the new frequency. Hence, we're going through a lot of changes ourselves, spiritually, emotionally, physically, consciously. Remember, everything is color, light, and sound. That's what the holograph is that we call our universe, our reality. It's a holograph, color, light, and sound. When you place spiritual consciousness into that realm of color, light, and sound, what happens is that our consciousness interacts with those three elements and literally creates physicality, movement, motion. And that's what's happening. Now, as far as willing it, I think willing yourself is probably in many cases a reality. But when it comes to willing yourself into 5D, without doing any forgiveness or letting go, I don't know that that would work, frankly. You know, I just don't know that that would work. You know, again, I don't know everything. And all I'm trying to do is to stay in the flow of the energy of the planet and of the universe. That's what I'm looking for, is that river of light. And I am trying to stay afloat in that river of light, the flow of life. That's what I'm doing. And, you know, there's a lot of change going on in my life. And that's to be expected. I expected that when I committed myself to riding the light. And what you find is, you know, you're years down the road and everything you didn't like or care about is now gone. It's just gone. And everything I want is in front of me. So can someone who's willing themselves say the same thing unequivocally? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know anyone who's just simply going to will themselves into fifth density. There has to be more to that. The universe is a hell of a lot smarter than we are. It really is. So we'll see. We'll see.
There you have it, fellow truth seekers. An enlightening and exhilarating rapid-fire question and answer session with the remarkable Alex Collier, sharing his profound encounters with the benevolent Andromedan extraterrestrial beings. As we continue on our cosmic journey, let us embrace the wisdom of the Andromedans and carry their message of love, unity, and compassion with us. Together, we can create a world where humanity stands united, ready to embrace the wonders that await us in the vast expanse of the universe. If you found this rapid-fire question and answer session fascinating, don't forget to hit that like button and share this video with your friends and family. Subscribe to our channel and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on more captivating content like this. Thank you for joining us on this incredible adventure. Until next time, may the stars guide you on your path of enlightenment and exploration, and remember to always seek knowledge and stay curious. If you would like to see Andromedan Contactee Alex Collier live via video stream, we host an online seminar 3 times a month on a Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. For more information and dates of upcoming online seminars, please visit alexcollier.org. Please click on one of the above videos to seek more of Alex Collier's knowledge.